That sounds like how she would say it though. Like how'd you read
that?
How'd you read that through the text?
I could just decipher it. I read people's energy really well. I said that just for you.
See, that makes sure no grave shirt means something completely different.
Please don't. This is Vadia Rhodes, No Graves.
Who is a Christian.
That song is amazing.
Super Christian artist under pop.
Don't label her because...
All about Jesus.
First of all, you didn't even know about her song.
I did not, but I know about her.
Don't play with me.
I know about her ministry.
Don't play with me.
And the way she
Vadia,
lives her
DM
life
him
with consistency.
DM him and let him know that he don't know you like that.
She's
because
he was
like, No Graves, what's that shirt about? And I was like, this is Vadia's shirt for her song.
Okay.
And he was like,
I'm thinking up, but I thought it was Everlasting Life.
She had a song.
So it must be about Everlasting
on here
Life.
fronting on a pot. Anyways, do the intro.
I didn't even say it.
Do
like
the
that.
intro.
What's up? I'm Z.
Actually, I'm Z.
I was Z first.
It really doesn't matter. I'm the better C.
Never.
And we are here to spill some tea. And if you don't want to hear our tea, then deuces.
Deuces, the name of the show. Let's get into the tea.
Can you possibly guess what we're talking about today?
What everybody else was talking about?
Diddy, 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 can't you see?
You're about to go to Jaile.
Sometimes your ways are so controlling. And I don't like your shady ways. I hope they lock you up for the rest of your days. Hey! Bars. Anyways, we're talking about Diddy.
It's alleged. Isn't it still alleged?
It's not.
It's not?
It's alleged by the way of innocent until proven guilty. But he's been indicted. He is being held. He has requested bail twice. 2 different judges said, hell no. To the no, no, no.
That's how they said it in court?
Hell no.
Were they
Probably.
black judges or
Probably.
Hispanic judges? Might do the same.
They said, nah, bro, you staying locked up until your first court date.
Well, how? Is it 2 different charges? How are 2 different judges?
Listen, because the first judge said no. So they was like, all right, well, let's go ask somebody else.
How is that?
And that judge also said no. Apparently.
What? We can just go to another judge. Wait till we find a judge to grant bail. Then what happens to all the other judges that said there is no bail? Like what?
Well, I mean,
what statute is that under?
I don't think there's a thing where, because all judges are created equal.
But if you were denied bail, how could another judge grant you bail unless it's for a completely different? Okay, they appealed it. Okay, well, you left that part out.
Yeah, so. My bad. I thought that was.
Nah, you're like, then it went to another judge.
Clear.
Because this judge was his uncle. And it was just like, nah, bro.
So I got notes and I didn't even. I just got enough because otherwise we'd be here talking for hours. But his charges are a racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution.
Well, should we do a recap for people who may not be following along in the Diddy saga?
I don't think we really need to do a full recap.
I'm going to recap.
I mean, my recap would be super short. It would be in November 2023. Cassandra Ventura, aka Cassie, the singer. It's me and you. Now her.
Said her full name. I think that was enough.
Filed a lawsuit in November 2023. I think I said that part already. And she was suing Diddy for all the things that he did to her over their time in a relationship. I believe I was trying to find concise, specific, exact proof of this. I believe that lawsuit and the things that were detailed in there kind of made people perk up like, what? We need to look into this fool, maybe. And I feel like that's part of the reason why he settled so fast, meaning literally the day after she filed, settled with her, because he was like, let me hurry up and get the F up out of here before it goes into court. But it was too late. It was too late. And then... you
said it was going to be a short recap? Go ahead.
That was it.
Go on.
That was it.
Okay.
And at some point he was raided by the feds. And like his private plane flew off. But he's trying to convince these judges now that he's not a flight risk.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. He was already gone. He was gone when his house was raided. All his sons was out there handcuffed on the lawn. Like, why would they be handcuffed? Is that how they do it? I think it was because it was black. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because it's all like, when you're in there, they're like, hey,
that at first.
You come out, but it's like, are you getting detained? It's like, are you a threat?
I thought that at first, but hearing what's coming out, then...
Are they also incriminated? Well, let's get into it.
Okay. So he's facing 15 years.
Mm-hmm. You still didn't get your toes?
I still didn't get my toes done.
Okay, all right.
You know why?
Let me get back focused.
I'm trying to be financially responsible. Would you like to donate?
Just peel those off.
I'll drop my Cash App. You can't just peel it off. It's jail. It will ruin my... You have to soak it off.
Then just paint the rest of your nail the same color.
No, because it's gel. It doesn't work like that.
Okay.
Is Callie not?
No.
Anyways.
She's all natural.
It's polish. Anywho, he's facing 15 years. Of course, he pled not guilty to all counts. And so I'm just going to start. You jump in whenever you want. So in regards to that first charge, racketeering, it was, the way I understand it is that these businesses are kind of a fraud to just cover up for him to bring his sex workers here.
What?
So
the business is sex trafficking. People are paying to interact with the people who he's bringing across state lines and whatever into his home. And
that's like part of it at the freak offs, but also he is doing things like, so the sex workers are coming here. They know that they are sex workers. They know they are being brought here they're fine with that. They're like, cool, this is what we do. This is definitely be a Not for Kids episode.
For sure. Because we're saying sex and workers a lot.
Yeah. They know that they're coming here to do that. However, there's people like Cassie and whoever else that he is drugging, threatening, intimidating, beating, forcing to have sex with these people, even though they are exhausted and in pain. And then the day after the freak off party, his staff would clean up the evidence, clean up hotel rooms, and then bring in medical people to give them IV fluids to like replenish because they were so overused at these freak offs. Okay. So.
Need Jesus.
Yeah. By employees, I mean management, assistants, security, household staff. They would also book the rooms, stock the rooms with the drugs, the baby oil, the lube, make sure there was sufficient lighting because he was recording these things. They would clean the hotel rooms after. They would arrange the transportation for the sex workers to go back to wherever. In the raid, they found a ton of narcotics, more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube.
I heard about that.
One of the ways that he would kind of...
Maybe he just be getting ashy.
Do you use lube for ash?
I use petroleum jelly.
But you don't use lubricant for ashiness.
Baby oil.
And lubricant. Baby oil.
So it's 1,000 bottles of baby oil and 1,000 bottles of lubricant?
Baby oil / baby oil, comma, baby oil and lubricant. Probably because he was humping on dudes in their butt. Anyway, the way that he would like intimidate these people and he would track them. He would monitor their health records. He would control their housing. He would threaten their careers and their livelihood if they refused to participate, if they refused to keep things quiet. One thing I did find is that so far, there's nothing about minors yet. And all of the professionals and sources reporting are also saying yet. I want to dive into this little proposed bail package that they put together.
So these are all the things he's being charged with.
Yes. Charged with, but this is also, so I read you the charges. When I started to talk about the freak offs, those are like actual things that they have evidence of, including they also seized, let me see if I can find the exact number, more than 90 cell phones, laptops, and drives that have proof on them that they have seen.
So I feel like when they're like the baby oil and the lubricant doesn't really prove anything. I feel like they're just putting it in there to be all like, oh, this is hilarious.
Mario,
Yo,
nobody needs over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant.
We gotta tell them we found. We
Unless
also found.
You're having.
Hey, we found a whole bunch of baby oil. What you doing with that, homie?
Like who needs a 50-foot bed? He had a 50-foot bed in the middle. He has king size beds in his basketball courts at home. Why? Anyways. I want to get. I'm just saying
some of the stuff I think is in there to try to humiliate and be all like, "Oh
it's not."
Let's put that in there.
Let's
put that in there
to try to humiliate. And even if it was, F him. He needs to be humiliated. All the people he humiliated, absolutely, put it all out.
Yeah. So I feel like some of that stuff that's in the report is all I get. Put that in there. Put that in there. The Dora the Explorer draws. Put that in there.
Please give us all the.
Has nothing to do. Like it doesn't prove anything, but put it in there.
Well, no.
Yeah, y'all. Yeah.
Please, do you know what kind of lawyers these probably are? They're absolutely going to use that baby oil and lube as proof. Are you joking? They're definitely going to argue that.
How do you argue that, though?
They're definitely going to argue that.
He obviously used this sexually. Like, how can you prove?
I was a little Trumpish there.
No, it's Key and Peele.
Oh.
The guy, he was like, sexually.
Okay.
Remember the guy? Okay.
Watch that.
Well, yeah. I mean, how can you really
most
prove
people
just owning it?
Purchase lubricant for sexual activity. Matter of fact, most lube bottles say for sexual activity. So that's literally direct tie to what he's being charged with. I don't understand how you don't see that.
Does this having lube and baby oil? Okay. Well, first I thought it was baby oil, but baby oil and lube.
Yes.
But does that mean like, okay, that means you're guilty? No, doesn't mean you're guilty. But we're gonna add it in the report because it's all like
it's gonna be
a talking point. Like I feel like, ooh, that's gonna be a headline.
It's
1,000 bottles of baby oil in Diddy's house. What? You gonna read
and
that?
And did you not just hear what I said? That when the staff were stocking the rooms and stocking things for the freak offs, they were making sure there was what on hand? Baby oil and lube. Okay, let's get into this proposed bail package.
Lube, why do you need baby oil though? Like, if you have lube, then why?
Because lube's probably for insertion. Baby oil is probably to like put on the body to oil the body up. You must be a little bit vanilla, brother. It's fine. Okay, proposed bail package.
Ew.
Mr. Combs. They're like, Mr. Combs volunteered to come to New York and offer to self-surrender. So that proves he's cooperating. No.
After he got caught, he was like, okay, you got me.
So this is what they were proposing. A $50 million bond. Here's all the names that were attached to that. Two of his sons, his mom, his first baby mama, which I think is crazy, and one of his homes that he owns, all tied up in that $50 million bond. Travel restricted, surrender passports. He's in the process of selling his private plane, so of course he can't fly it. He'll be on house arrest, and he's willing to do
arrest.
Not to mention the mansion where a lot of these crimes happen.
Scene?
Hello,
it's a crime scene. How did you get there?
And GPS monitoring. And then they tried to mention his philanthropic work he did with the Boys and Girls Club.
Don't mention. Why would you mention that? That's not good.
COVID,
don't mention that. He worked with young boys and girls, Your Honor. That's not helping your case.
It's like, no. And the judge was like, nah. Like, why would they trust? Why would they trust?
Not anymore. Court adjourned.
Like, insanity. Anyways, so that was the proposed bail package from his team. First judge said no. They appealed it. Second judge said no.
So what does his mom and sons have to do with the bail?
They're tied up, and I think he like threw them in to try to make it seem like I'm really going to do what I'm supposed to do because my kids, my mom, my baby mama, and this house is all tied in here. So I'm not going to flee. I'm not going to engage in, that's what I feel like they were trying to make it look like. But like, who cares, bro? Like, look at the stuff you were doing. Who cares? No. I'm glad the judges said no.
So then they appealed it, and it went back to court.
And
the second judge
also said no.
It was the same thing. They didn't change anything.
No, and I've heard that they are working on a third one.
Are they going to change anything?
But his court date is like the 1st or 2nd week of October. So at this point, he might as well just wait it out.
Where's he waiting at? In prison?
Jail, I believe, in New York. There's no way they have him in like general population.
Why? Because he's Diddy?
I mean, he might have fun though. So
wow.
So
they got baby oil in prison?
So the reasons they said no, of course, because they believe he's a flight risk.
Don't take that. Don't take that.
He has a history of obstruction of justice, meaning providing the controlled substances to control the women during the freak-offs. He also...
So he's a drug dealer.
He also, it came out too, I learned. So remember the footage we saw when we talked about the first thing with Cassie?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently there was one hotel employee who was like, bro, what the F? That's crazy. I'm turning you in. Like, what's wrong with you?
He killed him.
No.
Oh.
But he was like trying to pay him off. And he was like, nah, I'm not doing that. Went around and above him to other employees, paid them off. Dude tried to get the footage. Footage was gone. So that made me feel a tiny bit better because I'm like, there's one decent human being out there who was like, F you, I'm turning you in. But his lame coworkers took the money, which I feel like as this case unravels, those people also need to be named and dealt with accordingly. But so basically they're saying, no, you're flight risk. You've obstructed justice before by offering to pay that guy. After Cassie filed her lawsuit, there's another alleged victim that he reached out to and was having a conversation along the lines of, well, you remember what happened, right? And you wanted that. You were okay with that, right? Remember how that went? Like that was, we were in that together. And if you support me, whatever support you might need, you don't have to worry about anything. So they're clearly like, you're obstructing justice. And that's a phone call that's recorded that they have.
What were they saying? Were they like, yeah, I want the same thing. Are you going to send that check on Tuesday or Thursday? Because I got, is that what the responses was on the other side of the conversation?
They didn't go over how the victim was responding, but they brought up how he set fire to Kid Cudi's car when he showed interest in Cassie. And so they're like, all these are reasons.
So that was true. Was it set fire?
That was true.
I heard
a Molotov cocktail.
Blew it up?
Yeah.
I heard he blew it up. So he was like, what's up, Cassie? And then it was all like, oh, hell no.
Basically.
It's like, oh, take that.
And he has a history of contacting witnesses to try to be like, so, saying it without saying it, but he himself was the one recording the phone calls. So now that's how they have the evidence of that. So it's a whole lot of stuff. I literally have the chills and the heebie-jeebies, and I feel just when I talk about it, just because it's like something's about to happen.
What about his catalog of music? I'm just not going to sing Been Around the World no more?
I don't know.
I've been player hated, but it's like you should have been getting hated on.
Last night.
The answer is guilty. You got an answer, and it's guilty. This is what's done in the dark.
Yes.
What's done in the dark will come to the light.
100%.
And it's just like, man, at the same time, in the same token, is it like Epstein? It's almost like he had a sort of type of enterprise as well. And it seems like these powerful, I'll say people, I was going to say men, but it's people, just use these platforms, and it's just debauchery. And there's a lot of victims. And because they have money, and because people associate power with money. Now they're able to do these things. Like the song Money, Power, Respect. When she was like, first you get the money, you get the power, you get the respect. But it's really just a perception of what that money gets you, because a lot of people are rich and aren't living these lives like this.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still treating people well. And it's just because that's who they are.
Because
But
money
then you
makes
get
you
money,
more
and
of
it's
what
all
you
like,
already are.
There's this movie I saw. It's A Different Man. Well, it was a premiere. I don't know if it's out yet. But it's with Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier. I can't remember his name.
Bucky Barnes.
Yeah, Winter Soldier.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh,
I
you
can't remember his name either. I
I
see his face though.
I should, because I'm like the movie guy. But anyway, in the movie, it's just I'm not gonna try and give it away because it's really deep. And there's also another movie called The Substance, which is similar to it, but much more gory and like body horror ish. And it's kind of like a female perspective, when A Different Man is like from a guy's perspective. And in the movie, it's like he has a deformity, and then he goes to a procedure where he doesn't have it anymore, and it kind of just turns into an a-hole. And it's like you were just being nice because you felt like you had to be because of how you saw yourself. It's many layers in there, but that's what I think about. It's like, this is the depravity of man, as in like manhood, men and women, people, because animate the fruit, and this is what we have to live by. And then people be talking about like, oh, the church, and it's like, if you fake in church, you're at least gonna live by certain standards. If you're afraid of hell, and that's what you're doing it, which isn't like is because you love Jesus, but if you're afraid of hell, it's all like, well, I'm gonna do things right because I don't want to burn in hell. Like, in America, with people living like that, I think would be better than the alternative of, well, do whatever you want, because then you got people that run around like Diddy,
It's
people running around
insane.
like Robert, like Epstein, like the girl
But
that was
also,
Epstein.
money makes you more what you already are. Diddy already had a lot of issues. The family he came from, he's been this person since before he had a lot of money. And I wish he would have put all that money into some mental health and getting better, because this this stuff that's coming out is just wild. Like I actually had to stop and take a break. So I'm like, I can't believe someone was just out there functioning like this, treating humans like this, and his whole team was just like how do you even live with yourself? I could not even live with myself.
Probably all the drugs and stuff like that. That's why the people have problems. It's not like, oh, I need to drink, because you want to escape reality. And it's like, it would be better to live a reality that you enjoyed. And this is what I be telling about the practicality of the stuff in the Bible. I don't do church. I have a personal relationship with Jesus. That makes my reality much better. I don't need to try to escape it because I'm living free. And living free, honestly, is just being real and by the truth. So I don't have to lie. I don't have to run away from a lie or be afraid of the truth, run away from the truth by telling these lies or do drink or run to a bottle. It's like, I don't need that. I'd rather just live my life like based on the truth, and I don't have to run away from it. I don't need an escape. And that's what happens with all these people getting all this money, and they got all these issues with their mentality. And then they think about how society looks at them, and they start to believe the lie they've been telling to themselves and telling to other people. It's not trying to live up to that. And it's just all like, why are you doing that to yourself, bro? You don't need to do that to yourself. And then all these other people that are involved that are like, oh, well, it's Diddy. Like, what does that mean? No, it's Sean Combs. He's just a guy. He's just a guy.
Which reminds me, in the court paperwork, he's referred to as all his names. They're like Sean Combs, Puff Daddy,
like
Diddy,
like the
Love.
Song?
All his names is who
you have
they're.
A song like that?
I don't know. Does he?
The D, the I, the D, and he goes to all the different names that he had. I think it was a song like that.
I don't know, but all his names are listed in this lawsuit.
That's like all of them are getting arraigned.
Yes.
Every one of your identities.
Right. You're all in trouble.
All your credit cards.
But also, he wasn't having these freak offs by himself.
So I'm talking about. There's people that look up and be like, it's Diddy.
Ooh, a lot of people, a lot of y'all, a lot of folks have a lot to say about Beyonce. Beehive don't come for me, but she is married to Jay-Z. You expect me to think that they just don't know nothing?
I feel like it goes along with what I was talking about. Is because you don't look at a person as a person anymore. And this is what I was saying when I was talking about my thing. I guess well, I would say my issue with it being big news that Taylor Swift endorsed. She just supported somebody. I don't think she endorsed anybody. Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. Because now it's all like, oh my gosh, well, it's Taylor Swift. Oh, well, it's Beyonce. Well, it's this famous person. And because they're famous, now you're putting them on this pedestal where it's like above. And I'm not saying that they didn't put in hard work to get where they got. But when you're looking at them and you're kind of worshiping where they are, who they are, what they've done, now you're looking the other way on a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
It's all like, well, it's okay because they're famous.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay because they have money. And even on a smaller scale, well, it's okay because they signed my check. So you're willing to be a slave to all these other things because it's something so small, like
Right.
you can sing well, or you can dance well, or you built a company. So now it's okay for you to do A, B, and C.
Right.
And it's like, that's what it all comes down to. Like the principle. It's all like, nah, it really doesn't matter who you are. It says God is not a respecter of persons. He doesn't look at it and say, well, this person has this much money, so they can go ahead and buy the way in the. It's like, nah. And think about it. It's like, I created all that. I
Mhm.
own it. There's nothing you can offer me that isn't already mine. You know what I'm saying? So if you have that aspect and the renewed vision where we're all the same, right? We've all fallen short. Okay, then you're not going to look at it and be all like, well, this person is different because of this position that they have. It's like, nah, you're playing your position and you're doing what it is you're meant to do. I'm doing what it is I was meant to do. It's not based on how much we've decided your position is worth, because honestly, how is it movie stars are getting paid more than firefighters and
Right.
nurses and teachers?
Yeah.
Right? It's because us as a society have placed the value on these positions.
Right.
And it's all like, okay, but what does that really mean in the grand scheme of things? It doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're doing what you're passionate about. You're doing what you're passionate about. But then these societal norms come in and we just make ourselves slaves to these societal norms. Oh, I'm not married by this age. I don't have a house by this age, or I don't have a degree by this age. Like, who said you're supposed to do any of those things? What makes one thing the litmus test over something else?
Right.
And there's all this mental stress that comes behind it. And that's where you're able to have, I want to say tycoons. Is that it? Tycoons? But people like Diddy, where it's all like,
Yeah.
it's okay for him to do these things because all these people perceive him to be more than what he actually is.
Right.
Just
Including
because
himself.
he can make music. That's why I said you try to believe the lie that you've been telling yourself. It's like, oh, I'm Diddy. Like, what? Why would you even try to use, like when I talk about him blacklisting people, it's like, why would you try to use your influence to stop somebody else's career?
Right.
Even if you have the ability to do so, why would you want that to happen? Because you start to believe the lie.
Yeah.
What's the lie? Goes all the way back to that garden. When men want to be God themselves.
Yep.
White man's religion, that, homie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's just a lot. I feel like a lot is going to continue to come out. I think our minds are going to get more and more blown. And then I feel like things are starting to come out that we didn't know. Like, I didn't know that when Usher was a minor, he went and stayed at Diddy's house. I didn't know when Justin Bieber was a minor, he went and spent time at Diddy's house. And I'm like, first of all, it's crazy to me that parents allow that. Like, but then when you just look at Justin Bieber's career and certain songs that he's made and different things, and it's just like, dang, what did this kid go through? Like, maybe we're about to find out the truth.
I was thinking about that too when you're going through all your things. I was like, what about Justin? Because the video seemed uncomfortable. That's, everybody done seen now, but he's all like,
He's like, you don't talk to me no more.
You ghosted me a little bit. And it's all
Yeah.
like, girl, you're like, I don't know, 40. He's like 13. I
Right.
don't know what the age difference was, but it's like, what? Huh? And then Usher, it's like, I don't know. I don't know if you would look at it as equivalent as you're going to go to this basketball camp with this guy because he's good and they got resources to make you better at it. And it's like, okay, But in order to trust somebody with your child, you know, there's certain things I think that you go through. Like when there's a substitution for my son's bus, I'm looking at the numbers, I'm looking at the faces. I'll be all like, introduce myself to the bus drivers. What's your name? First and last? Social? Oh, that's for the social. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, I need to see. I'm dropping my son off in like capable hands, and if something happens, I want to know. Because I mean, I got the AirTag, you know, on him on his backpack, and they also have the bus tracked. But sometimes I still be messing up, so it's like, okay, well, I need to know where my son is.
Right.
I need to know that he's in like good hands when I'm dropping him off. It's the same thing I would think with other kids. So when I hear
that you have an AirTag in his backpack.
these stories with like R. Kelly, when like, well, we thought it was all good. Like just because somebody makes money,
right?
Like,
just because he's famous, you just trusted this Negro to just kick your kid? That's crazy.
And even beyond that, people like just want to be polite for the sake of being polite. They'll be all like, well, no, it's cool. No, it's not. It's not cool. No, we're not going over. No, because I don't know you like that.
Nope.
You can get upset all you want.
Yep.
I don't know you like that. So this isn't going to happen until I do. Or it's never gonna happen. Cause now I'm paused because you sitting here tripping and I'm being a good parent. Like, what's that about? Why are you getting upset about me being protective over my child?
Right.
Like, dude. And that's what I be talking about, bro. Slavery. Everybody's like, oh, that was rude. It wasn't rude, it was real. Sorry you feel that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Overall, it's sad. It's disgusting. It's unbelievable. And I hope he really gets held accountable. I can't imagine he's going to get off, especially with judges refusing the bail situation. I feel like and for him to actually be in custody, I feel like they got some evidence, like for real. I feel like they found some stuff on them drives, and it's really about to go down for everybody involved, is how I feel. Including maybe even Trump, because he was at a lot of them Diddy parties. So
What?
And it also makes me go back to, why was Bishop T.D. Jakes at these parties? I'm not alleging that he was at. I'm not alleging that he was at the freak off portion.
Lecrae was saying that he was at the parties, but he left before he was like, "All right, I'm go ahead and roll out." I believe. I think he was talking about that, and they were like, "Oh, because they were like, oh, you were at the party." It's like, just because you was at the party doesn't mean you participated in stuff. Marlon Wayans was saying that he was like,
I was like, I
was at the party, I left, and I was like, what? So then what did he say? He was like, I left at 2, so he was at 2:01.
Yeah,
that was like. So I feel like, I felt like there were people that were there like, oh, it was a white party, okay, it's cool, and it was all like probably like regular debauchery stuff that they was used to seeing in like Hollywood and entertainment industry.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was like the freak off crazy debauchery stuff.
There was definitely a code word and some grooming and whatnot going on for Diddy to know who his people were. And in a house that big, I'm sure there was a whole nother section where stuff was popping off. So I don't know. We're going to continue to learn more.
My question for you
I'm sick to my stomach.
Do you stop listening to Diddy? Did you listen to Diddy like that before?
Not really.
Yeah, not really either. But do you? Like, if a song comes on, are you going to be all like, hey, boom, bah, bah, bah.
I don't really listen to Diddy like that.
Honey?
I haven't listened
he was on Honey with Mariah Carey?
A Diddy song in a long time. I know Kesha redid Wake Up in the Morning Feeling Like, she made it Wake Up in the Morning Like FP Diddy. She changed the lyrics to that song. Don't stop, make it drop.
Oh, okay. Right. So she just took an old song that she had and made it anti-Diddy?
Yeah.
To become relevant again?
No, because the lyric was wake up in the morning. And so people on TikTok were playing
and I feel like Diddy? Is that
it was wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. Got my glasses, I'm out the door.
I still think it was to be relevant. City.
People on TikTok were going, wake up in the morning, and turning it down, skipping that line. And so she re-recorded it to wake up. And she sounds exactly the same. But wake up in the morning like FP Diddy.
Relevant again. Good job.
I think Kesha was still relevant with her
in
fans.
What circles? okay. Yeah, with her fans.
For sure.
So, what are they?
With
40,
her fans.
50 now? Okay, so she needs to be
She was relevant
again.
with her fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't really listen to him like that. I don't listen to R. Kelly anymore. I ain't gonna lie to you. That one's a little bit of a struggle.
I mean, it was until it wasn't.
Trapped in the Closet.
It was just
my
like
ish, but
it was his whole catalog.
Yeah.
R. Kelly's whole catalog is like I don't even know his whole his extensive.
Yeah.
Extensive. He done wrote Michael Jackson songs. It's more than just B2K. All the good stuff that Trey Songz did was R. Kelly songs. Like
now, someone who I do actually still listen to that I'm like, ooh, is Chris Brown.
Oh yeah, I'm like I guess I give him a pass too because I mean I'm not no more now, but you know I listen to more just like Christian stuff. But when I was going through my phase, I was all like, bro, this stuff is
because he be featured on some of my workout songs.
No, Chris Brown is on the song with Maverick City.
And some
a couple.
Oh, let me see if is it man on the fly if he ain't.
Well, you're going all the way back
Let
to
me know. I be listening to all the old
Charlie
stuff.
Brown sweater, Chris Brown.
Let me see if he
16-year-old Chris Brown.
Yeah, saying I could be 16.
Well, in all fairness, that was before the incident. So I mean,
true.
I don't know if that's
then
how
afterwards,
you. I
I'd
don't
be
know if that's how you
listening
live with
to
yourself by telling me that.
These hoes ain't loyal. And what's the one? Well, Busta Rhymes, Drop It All Fast. Those are really the only two.
And Lil Wayne.
He's also got a song with Teyana Taylor that I like, and he's also got a song with Jhené Aiko that I listen to sometimes.
Okay, you're going through a lot of songs here.
So I mean, like I'm saying, that's still a struggle for me. It's still a struggle for me. But you know, but also I wonder what's gonna come out about Jay-Z. Cause my friend, shout out to my girl Vanessa, she been sending me lots of clips for this research. But in one of them, well,
I'm watching clips. I'm doing
we
research.
be sending each other. Listen, we believe in the same conspiracy, so we be sending stuff.
We have to cite sources.
Anyway,
that's why I said alleged.
But one of the reels that she sent me was Jay-Z talking about when he first signed Rihanna, and he was just like talking about how great she is, whatever. And he had said something about she got there like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and she didn't leave till 3 a.m.
She's singing the whole time?
Because he wasn't going to let her leave without being signed. And then there's a old clip of young Rihanna recounting it. And the reporter's like, so your side did it. What was it? What would you said that he said about a door and a window? And Rihanna's like, oh, he said, there's only 2 ways out of here. I'm either walking out of the door signed, or if I don't sign, I'm going out of the window.
The I'm gonna get you sucker thing?
I'm like, what?
Oh no, was it the stairs on the window?
She was only 16. And why was the reporter like, so what was it? Like, what?
So
I'm gonna try to find it real
She
quick.
was 16 and he really wanted to sign her. Like multiple people want to sign her.
Mm-hmm.
And Jay-Z was like, nope, it's gonna be me. You don't have a choice. That's what I'm hearing. That's what he said?
Basically.
You walk out the door, sign, or I'm gonna throw you out the effing window.
Like
what's the Jay-Z laugh?
I can't do it.
I can't. Beyonce.
I can't do it. I think that was Eddie Murphy.
Huh.
Who sounds just like him?
Beyonce.
Beyonce could do Jay-Z's laugh?
Beyonce could sound just like Jay-Z.
Where did you see these clips at?
Long time ago, the Upgrade Your song.
Oh, when she was still like goofy and young and
She
funny.
was talking, she was walking out and she was just like him. And she was doing his voice. And I was like, dang, she sounded just like Jay-Z. That's crazy. That was the last time I was listening to Beyonce. Was that her birthday album? I think it was a birthday album.
Probably.
But yeah, 16. I feel like Rihanna been through it. I feel like maybe she got free when she got out and stopped doing music. And started doing her own like little Fenty
And I feel
stuff.
like that's why everybody's like, we want a new album. She's like, you can keep wanting, baby. It ain't finna happen. That's what I feel like.
I don't think why do we allow there to be gatekeepers? That's what it all comes down to.
At? I can't find it.
What else was it? So you still gonna listen to his music? Does it change your reception? So what about what's his name? On Danity Kane, Umbrella? Like what do you feel? Because she was like, I've been trying to warn y'all.
Dawn?
No.
Oh, Aubrey O'Day?
Umbrella. Well, she said
right.
that. She was all like, y'all gonna wake up Umbrella. That's not her name. She's on the show. But yeah,
Aubrey's right. She
she
has
was all
been
like,
trying to
I've
tell
been
us.
trying to tell y'all.
She sure has since making the Band-Aids. She's the only person who been out there making noise. I will give her that. I agree with her 100%. And now Dawn wants to file a lawsuit, which no shade, like, but also little shade because you saying that in her lawsuit, it says something about Cassie made Diddy some eggs. She made the eggs wrong. He got mad, threw the hot plate at her head. And everybody was just like, like, I don't. That's probably why I would probably get unalived because I cannot be in that situation and just not. I get to contain myself, right? Obviously, I'm not stupid if I'm in someone's house and I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, cool.
No, I couldn't.
But I couldn't like.
Nah, homie.
Then
like,
know that and not go report it.
Like, listen, you don't do that in front of me. Like, I'd be checking
You're
him on
also
some
not
stuff.
a woman, so.
He wouldn't be on. Yeah, I'd be all like, dude, you're a man. Like, what's wrong with you? That's a woman. That's another person. I would say stuff that he probably wouldn't care about at all. That's what's gonna happen, and that would be known if you're gonna be around me anyway. If I'm at your house, if you made it to that spot, it's probably safe to say that it's not about me anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna call it out. Like, nah, homie.
Yeah, I don't know. And apparently the Kardashians are being brought in. Allegedly, they drugged some men. And there's some footage of them on tape doing things. So I don't know.
There's already footage of Kardashians on tape doing things.
Well, apparently, whatever footage they have of Kim Kardashian doing stuff is going to shock us. So obviously,
shock us like what?
It's more than what her and Ray J did. I don't know.
She's doing so. She's just actually taking the bar. Shocking.
So I don't know. I'm glad that it's coming out and he's going to get caught. Although there is a little piece of me that feels nervous about it. I don't know why. Obviously, these people,
because all your favorite celebrities are about to be going down too.
Well,
it's all like,
they don't have anything to do with me like that. But I just feel like because also a bunch of CEOs have stepped down since this has happened.
What?
Yeah.
For why? That's the question.
As a matter of fact, I left the page up so I can tell you exactly which CEOs.
Is that a coincidence?
Kevin Lyles. I'm just gonna say their companies because we don't know them. You know what I mean? 300 Electra Entertainment.
Yes, that's Kevin Lyles, right?
Yeah,
I knew that.
Starbucks, Boeing, Paramount Global, Hertz, Nike.
This Paramount Plus, I watch all the time.
Nike,
Boeing. I fly on planes. That's crazy.
Warner Music Japan.
Oh my gosh, K-pop.
Sony Music Nashville.
Wait, that's great. J-pop.
Campari.
Oh man.
Italian Spirits Company.
The Italian drinks?
For personal reasons. The Nashville guy.
Did they all go to the white parties?
Will retire at the end of this year.
He better. I don't know.
Warner Music Japan. These people were there for a minute too. So I'm like, why is this all happening right now?
But what if they are caught up in stuff? What would stepping down as CEO do? Protect the company? Are they being forced out? Like, hey, listen, if any of y'all had anything to do with this Diddy crap, step down now. It'll be better for you and your families.
And they're probably all like, well, there was that one time. But, so I don't know, all this stuff coming out, Young Miami, Carisha Please, she just did her interview saying that her experience with Diddy was none of this at all in their relationship. And I don't know. I'm low-key having a hard time believing that. I feel like she's lying. So
why do you feel like she would be lying? That was like after the fact. So he was probably trying to clean the stuff up. Like, oh,
that's what I mean.
If I can get like one person to just be all
that's
like,
what I mean.
Cool.
He was trying to clean it up. Y'all was in a relationship.
That's why he was all like, I'm just on love. I'm just on love.
Hear any of the cleanup?
He knew all the stuff he had done. She was like, I'm just on love and like loving and just trying to like turn a new leaf. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't hear any of the cleanup talk or any of the. That's why her words are very specific. She was like, that the things that are coming out or something she said was never my experience with him, is what she said. I don't know. I still feel like she knew a little something. Had a little.
He never
inkling.
threw eggs at my head.
But I might have heard him on the phone with the lawyer trying to, like, that's what I'm getting at. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
What
It's
do you
wild.
think about? I saw the I think Tubi documentary thing, which seemed like it was
I don't watch TV.
I do. I watched it specifically for that.
We could probably get a movie on Tubi. We should work on that.
Yeah, probably be easy. Is it Stevie J? What are your thoughts on Stevie J and the whole situation? He's all like, it's just crazy. You know how Stevie J be talking.
Wait, what situation?
Stevie J, he would talk about Diddy like it's like his uncle.
Creep squad. Oh, I think Stevie J right up in there with him. He's a freaking creep. He's just as bad as they call themselves the Creep Squad. It's Stevie J and what's the dude
Rich
that had
Dollars.
the baby mama and
Rich Dollars.
had the girl pregnant, one of the twins, Amina Butterfly, and his baby mama was pregnant at the same time. And at the Love and Hip Hop reunion, she was like, "I'm pregnant too,"
Craig?
As if it was
Guns,
a flex.
Peter Guns. It's Rich Dollars, Peter Guns, Stevie J.
I mean,
And he's Puerto Rican? The Hispanic guy is in and out.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much of that stuff is real, how much of that's like reality TV or whatnot.
Stevie J and Peter Guns, I 100% believe it's real. Because that baby mama situation was crazy. And Stevie J I just want to punch him in his face, to be honest. Anyways, I think that he right there with him and knows. Allegedly, 50 Cent has been working on a Diddy documentary for the last however many years and is about to sell it. Allegedly.
So he was just sitting on it and waiting. Does that make him bad? Because he knew about all this stuff and he was all like, wait till it hits the fan.
He been saying a little something.
Then I'm capitalize. But he always saying stuff though. 50 Cent always saying stuff. So it's like, yeah, I told y'all. Should he have done more?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do outside of taking Diddy out? Like, for real.
I don't know.
This right now. So whoever's orchestrating this, whoever convinced Cassie to file her lawsuit, which might be her husband.
Cassie's married?
Yeah. She has a husband and kids. She has like a happy little life now.
How long?
But
wait,
apparently,
what's the timeline? I thought she like just broke up with Diddy.
No, apparently the husband worked for Diddy too. That's how they met. He was like her handler.
Like he knew about the stuff going on? He handled her to like not go to the press?
That's not what I meant.
Married then?
That's not what I meant by handler. I meant like her one-on-one like bodyguard person maybe.
He didn't do a good job of guarding her body. If that video footage at the hotel is any indication. I have thoughts that I will keep to myself.
For those who are listening and not watching, I showed him a picture of Cassie and her husband.
Love is love. Is it like what? How opposite of Diddy can I get? Is that what she was thinking?
Maybe.
How opposite of Diddy can I get? How old is he? Okay. Yeah.
Here we go.
Wow.
Oh, see, that's not even true. So somebody was wrong. He was her personal trainer. And they've been married since 2019, and they have 2 daughters named Frankie and Sunny. Aww.
So she came out with this way after the fact because what? Or was it like already kind of like?
Here's my assumption, which could be totally wrong, but I am a creative person who has an imagination, and this is my reimagining of events.
Everybody has an imagination. Go ahead.
Everybody does not have an imagination.
Everybody has an imagination.
I feel like she was going to therapy because I'm sure she has all kinds of trauma. And I feel like within going to therapy and working with her therapist, somebody encouraged her like, hey, like, this is not normal. Some of this needs to be reported. And then someone encouraged her to do the lawsuit. That's what I think.
Okay, that was a super creative and imaginative story, by the way.
I was gonna do more, but
names, plot, it was great.
Oh, well,
87 Rotten Tomatoes for sure.
Thanks. Definitely.
So I was under the impression that they were they just broke up.
No.
And she just got away.
No.
And then she did the lawsuit. But this is older stuff. So I think definitely then this whole love thing was him trying to atone / make his image better before getting caught. Him giving all the artists or whatever, the masters, what did he do? He did something with the artists that were saying that he stole from them.
Oh yeah.
He gave them all that stuff. And it's all yeah, dude, you're definitely trying to be no, guys, I'm a good guy. For Steve
but that's what saying, I think she was encouraged.
I'm the good guy.
Because they're it sounds just like Steve. Anyway, they're because you put the lawsuit out, right? They're worst case scenario, you get a settlement. Best case scenario, you get a settlement. But also you're putting all these things that happen and people are going to be maybe you should look at this Diddy guy. You know what I mean?
Worst case scenario, he takes you out.
Yeah.
Because apparently he's done that before. Because people are Kim, what really happened to Kim Moore?
Hello. We'll find out, I'm sure. It's all just crazy. And I'm just like I said, money just makes you more of what you already are. And when you listen to his past about how he used to throw the parties at the college back in the day and how he was raised, he's kind of just, been a creep all his life. So that's all I have to say about that. I'm sick of talking about this nasty, disgusting human. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I'm going to go rinse my mouth out with Scope after this.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Anyways.
This makes your breath stink.
I'm sure we'll be talking about this more because I will definitely be tuning in. I'm sure court's going to be live at 5 and I'm going to be watching.
I'll watch it when it's a documentary movie on Netflix. That's when I'll watch it because then it'll be good.
For sure. Anyways, thank you guys for listening to our tea. Please drop your comments. Let us know. We can't say Diddy or didn't he no more because clearly he did. You know what I'm saying? If they're denying him bail twice and he ain't getting out, that means they got something. You know what I mean? Anyway, that means the judge has done seen something. And they nah, stay right there.
In our opinion.
Allegedly. Disclaimer at the beginning of this. Come on. Whatever. Don't forget to follow us on all the things. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Subscribe.
X. I always say that.
Subscribe and take that.
And I was listening to our podcast the other day, and I was I'm telling them to subscribe on X, and we really don't be posting on that, so I'm gonna start posting on X.
Well, thanks for telling on ourselves.
I'm gonna just keep it real, y'all.
We don't post on X? I thought it was all connected. When you post on one thing.
Nah, I'm literally posting separately.
Well, maybe we'll start posting when people start following. Hello.
Where is y'all at? Make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell, drop some comments. And on that note, and should we say deuces?
You keep saying and on that note and with shit we say.
I know.
You need to
I said and twice. That's so annoying.
You did the same thing last time.
Did I?
Yes. Fix it.
Killed it.